So, Instagram. I'm gonna keep on talking to you all because it's very imperative that we communicate. Um, I just want to get straight into it. So, yesterday I posted about January being National Stalker Month, and then I posted about EFF, which is an electronic surveillance like support group that informs all of us of what our rights are as it relates to our personal electronic records that we create whenever we are online or using online services. This is a huge deal, so I'm here to pull your coattail and get you to pay attention because they're saying that they're selling our information for ads for different companies to promote to us so that they can sell us different shit. When you look at your different Facebook account, like if you look at your Facebook account and then look at the Facebook account of like somebody younger or older, you're going to see a vast difference in regards to who's being promoted. Because Facebook goes off of your history, they analyze you and they figure out what you pick whenever you have the option to choose. And then they provide you with the different options to choose from, being the different companies that have purchased your private information. This is a very big deal to discuss because a lot of us are not aware of hacker etiquette or the process or anything of the sort. And a hacker is someone that knows the background code to the different computer programs or computer related situations overall. So a hacker is an extremely knowledgeable human in the field of technology. And it's all kind of hacker videos on YouTube. A couple years ago, I'm scrolling through YouTube and something interesting came up about how to check your computer to see if you're being watched. So I watched the really short computer and I mean really short computer, the really short video. And then I watched another one that was short also but walked me through the process. And I saw that some company in Great Britain is surveillancing they were surveillancing my personal PC, my personal laptop rather. And it was very disheartening. I showed it to some older professionals within the technological field, and it was a bit alarming to them, but they didn't really do anything about it. So I'm being vocal. I'm letting you all know what's happening out here in these streets that we don't know about because they say that they're selling our information for different ads and shit, but they know where we are based off of our credit card transaction history. And I'm going to show like a little snippet of a more recent video that I recently came across. But we need to know how to protect our shit because this is all about freedom. I'm here to talk to you all right now about releasing fear because fear, shame, guilt, those are all three feelings that stop us from prospering and doing all the shit that we came to earth to do. Okay? Those three feelings fuck us up. And it prevents our Kundalini energy, which is housed in our sacrum, which is the outside muscle and the smallest of the back. When you're twerking, you're opening up the sacrum, opening and closing, which is why twerking is extremely adequate therapy because it gives you a release. All of that dense energy that you feel about life in the world. Like I twerk because I'm very fucking angry, honestly. So that's a really great outlet for me. Some days I don't feel like being positive and smiling, and some days I just want to walk around being as mad as I feel. And some days I give in to that feeling, and it's exhausting. I don't get anything accomplished. I'm really tired. It's overwhelming and it's a waste of fucking time. So I know that that's not the proper way for me to exude who I am as a being. But sometimes I do feel compelled to get caught up. And, when that happens, that's why we communicate about being observant of self, right? But the thing is, it's really, really hard to decode if you are experiencing fear, shame, or guilt because those feelings typically camouflage themselves in the form of jealousy or envy or hate or, just different aggressive emotions that we could feel toward another that is debilitating. It's actually a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. And our experience with those outside humans is reflective of how we're treating ourselves in the inside. So this is a really powerful time in my life because I am addressing all of the fuck shit that I have attracted into my life. This is my first life. I had a traumatizing upbringing and I learned the wrong things to look for in regards to love, in all honesty. And I have been on a hell of a ride. I'm grateful to have survived. But I'm also not willing to go back. That's where, okay, so it's layers with dealing with this shit. If you are dealing with fear, it's your inability to move on. You're thinking about questions that you can't answer. And because you can't answer it, you're fearing the outcome. So that's fear, right? But then if you get over the fear, but then you personally feel feelings like, oh shit, I can't believe. Why would I? That's shame. And shame deals with the solar plexus, I believe, which is a hair up from the root chakra. And um, fear, shame, guilt. That's the last one, where you really want to do what's right for you. Your heart is telling you what's right for you, but you just can't make peace with yourself. So it's really, really hard for you to move on to what you can feel you need to do. That there is guilt. And whenever we're experiencing these three emotions specifically, like, we have to be present within ourselves, be centered within ourselves so that we can identify. The thing is, we are so engulfed in our fear, in our shame, in our guilt that we cannot move. And we got to fucking move, like right now. Now. We got to start moving now. There's stories of governmental shutdowns. I have, friends, affiliates who work for the government. They're not getting paid. Like, what the fuck? The state of Illinois been out of food stamps since October, November. Hold up now. Chicago, that Chirac, hold up. If they can't get no dinner, everybody gonna die. Nah. It's another route. I'm here to show you the other route, but you have to claim yourself. There's a legal process to follow. But before we can even get started with the legal process, we got to deal with the motherfucking feelings because the feelings will stop us from progressing. There was a women's march yesterday here in Las Vegas. A lot of beautiful affiliates and friends that I have were in attendance. And someone that means a big deal to me. Her name is Just Flo of Black Girls Inspired. She delivered this beautiful poem and now she's being recognized. And that's absolutely beautiful. We must go on with this feminine love because it's our bosoms that's going to birth back the love, restore the vitality back into this environment. This is not a fucking game. This is so literally real. And anyone that says that this is an illusion or crazy people talk or anything like that. It's just a distraction. I am communicating with you about the feelings that you have that you don't allow yourself to feel. I'm saying that that is detrimental to your health. It is preventing you from soaring right now in life. I'm telling you that as soon as you deal with those feelings, release them, forgive yourself and everyone involved, and completely reinvent yourself with unconditional love and stand still while in prayer and staying meditated so you can receive messages from beyond this realm. Child, bye. Your motherfucking life is gonna change, okay? The way that you desire it to change, and only you know the way that your shit is supposed to work. I can't tell you shit about your life, okay? I can just give you insight on how to get in touch with your inner self, because we have to stop ignoring our inner self. I'm always talking about stuff. I'm just always in my discussions. Sometimes they seem so off par, but it's all inclusive. If we're going to get to the alchemic sex, if we're going to get to the orgasmic births, if we're going to get to the prosperity and sisterhood and loving of thy neighbor and all of this shit, we have to deal with our own pain first. Simply because that is the one feeling that we're constantly creating yet ignoring. Why are we putting ourselves through this? It's not cool. So I'm here to guide. I offer a $1,000 package to all humans that are ready to get their idea off the ground. I am talking about the space for hosting your website, along with the URL, which is the name of the website, along with a professional email, along with some flyers, along with your social media accounts. Come on, Joe. I'm starting at $1,000. Who really got dreams? Who really has some ideas for how to make this world a better place? Because I am here to grab your hand. I'm not here to do your work for you. I will forward you the same videos that I watched as I learned how to build my own websites. And at this point, I've been building websites for about 8-9 years now. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And you know what? It's the act of physically doing the work that gives you the ability to change your frequency within yourself so that you can then attract the humans that you were meant to be connected with, so that your vision can come to fruition. The only reason we have visions in the first place is because we remember who the fuck we are. When we don't remember who we are, then we're angry, we're mean, we're mad, we're arguing. We're doing everything that doesn't serve us. We're talking shit about one another. We're having sex with one another. Different family members, different friends, ain't no chill. That's enough of this bullshit. It's time to upgrade. I am the upgrade reminder. I just remind, okay? That's it. This shit that I'm talking about is not rocket science, but it is different. Today, I'm going to be posting some things that you all should really pay attention to. You all are about to see me do some incredible shit. Why? Because I took notice of the shit that I'm talking to you all about years ago. And when I noticed it years ago, I moved with it. I learned more of it. And then I found a way to contribute. That's all we got to do. Ask ourselves, how would we want our problem to be rectified? You beefing with somebody? How would you want that issue to be rectified if the other one was beefing with you? Would you just want to call a truce? Would you want to thump it out? Would you want to do something violent or take someone's life? Communicate with yourself about what your true desires are. Tell the motherfucking truth. We can't even get on to healing until we tell the truth. If you have any kind of you jealous, right? Let's say that you're a jealous woman. And you know it's not becoming to be jealous, so you jealous on the low. First off, the one that you're jealous of is just the greatest representation of the part of you that you insist on forgetting about. Then, whatever you want to do to that human, you've already done to yourself. Now you think about all these violent ass things, right? I've never been a violent girl, but I interact with violent girls a lot, and I have some violent ass mannerisms, but I cheat myself because it's not worth it. But I communicate with the violent girls often, and you know their bottom line is they just want to fucking be loved. They want to be heard. They want to be accepted. Same thing with the fellas, honestly, especially like the dope boys, the gangbangers, the ones that are not socially accepted in reality, typically. Those are the ones that's like, look, Joe, I give all this shit up if I could just have some genuine ass love. Like, some motherfuckers is not gonna stab me in the back. Some motherfuckers is not gonna trick on me or, you know, steal all my shit or whatever the bottom line is. We all just want love. But the most grimy motherfucker tends to be the most truthful motherfucker because they ain't got shit else to lose. What's the point of lying? If you ain't got shit, why you gonna lie? It's not worth it. But when you have everything and you feel connected to lying, you go out of your way to do that, honey. You're just tricking up your own energy. And this is a time where we must pay attention to that reality. That's why I sell the spiritual baths. Because the first step in changing all this shit is your mind, your thought. Tell yourself, I'm done. Tell yourself, from this moment forward, I desire to be merged with my divine self. And observe yourself ongoing. Watch what you do. Listen to what you say. Pay attention to how you're breathing. And watch how your world transforms. I have all kind of gargantuan ass ideas, but these ideas can't get anywhere if I'm living in a place of fear, shame, or guilt. Me having these lives with you all is just me speaking aloud to myself. I'm looking in the camera and my reflection is what I see back. So I am speaking to myself. You all just get to observe me while I do it. It's time for us to give up all of these illusions. Everything that is not real has to motherfucking go. And on January 31st, the first eclipse of 2017, a lunar eclipse in the sign of Leo, is gonna fucking go down. And I'm sure a lot of you are feeling the energy already. I started feeling it a couple weeks before now. Everything that does not serve the greater good is leaving, period, is fucking going. Now is the time to get a hold of your perception, because if you are not controlling your perception, this experience is going to knock you on your ass. Be easy. Come in peace. Make peace with yourself. Communicate with you about the love you desire. Real shit. Tell yourself, look, self, I don't want war. I want love. Think about how far war could go. You could be just a regular human like me and feel like maybe somebody will roll down on you. How far are your thoughts? You must recognize that when you have thoughts of someone rolling down on you, that is an illusion. Catch yourself in that very moment. Recognize that you're saying shit that does not serve you. It creates a reality that is scary. Fuck that. That shit is optional. There's a number system on all kinds of electronic services and devices that records our voices ongoing and codes our conversation. So at the end of the conversation, it's all equated to some numerological number that represents what the gist of your conversation is about. And then if you're using that conversation to do videos like these, then the videos are flagged and you guys can't see That's how they hide. This is a whole process. Ask yourself, why is my shit being hidden? Because it's the truth. I am communicating with you all about the truth. That being said, it's a new game plan. From now on, I'm going to be doing short lives every day and directing you all to my website. You all want to know the complete message that I have for the day? It will be up on the website. They'll be called Daily Extendeds. And, well, that's the name for right now until I find a real name for them. And they'll be $5 a pop. My energy for yours, right? It's time to move though. If you got some ideas and you're interested in that $1,000 package that I mentioned earlier in this broadcast, but you don't have the dough, now is a beautiful time for you to pray and meditate. Now is a beautiful time for you to learn how to heal your chakras. Now is a beautiful time for you to just take in the message that I just shared in its entirety, because that is the road to your freedom. You don't got to work for nobody. None of us have to work for anyone. We can work for ourselves. Are you guys ready though? Because that's a lot of responsibility. You can't blame nobody for your fuck ups. You're responsible. You ready for all that? I am. All right. I want to end this broadcast right now and make mention of something that I noticed yesterday in the Women's March. The A part that I caught was a speaker. She was obviously a female speaker, and she was melanin rich and communicating with the crowd about love. And she did a quote of Dr. Martin Luther King, and her voice was just really aggressive. I heard a lot of aggression in her tone, and she was yelling the word love. I had headphones in my ears at the time, and my head was ringing just from the sound of her voice. And I recognize that so many humans are reaching out for love right now, but they don't know how to attract it because we've all been loved in a painful way. So we're really just acknowledging and honoring our fear, shame, and guilt, but covering all that shit up with a love blanket, talking about love, love, and that shit doesn't work. Love is gentle. Love is kind. Love is a female woman. Love is Gaia. Think about the women that you attract if you're a dude, or the woman that you are if you're a woman, and recognize the je ne sais quoi that has to be exchanged between the two entities. Feminine energy don't play that shit. It got to be slow and easy. It got to feel good. If it doesn't feel good, then she's going to go the other way, or just stand right there and wait for you to finish with your tantrum. We have to observe and take that in, notice that. We need to be soft with one another, but first we have to be soft with ourselves. My sense of touch sucks, but I touch myself these days, and now I'm learning how to feel. I'm learning how to touch. Gemini Libra, I don't do this feeling shit well, and actually I don't do it hardly at all, and I talk a whole lot about nothing, and I'm very private and to myself, but I present a whole big charade, like you think you're seeing much more than you are, but I am a master magician. That's just what I do. And it's a lot of hard work. My perception has been quite tainted for a long time until I decided to do the same things that I'm advocating for you all to do. Now I'm sitting in a beautiful front yard and in front of a ginormous home listening to the birds chirp. Perception. It's key. So that's everything that I want to say at this point. If you're going into this, especially melanin rich humans, we're trained to be so fucking scary. Well, nothing can happen to you unless you invite it to happen. And if you don't even see it in the first place, then how can it actually occur. Now, that doesn't mean lie to yourself. If you feel paranoid or scared or, full of fear or full of shame or maybe even full of guilt, then you want to meditate and give yourself the opportunity to actually feel all those feelings out of yourself. Release them, decode them. What is that about? How does that feel? After you're done feeling it, how do you feel about feeling it? Do you want to keep the shit or do you want to get rid of the shit? What's it gonna be? And pick your decision in peace. If you need more time, just say you need more time. And, the angels will do what they can to assist. But, man, perception is everything. Some people's perception is so fucking warped. That's why we're dying all the time, because this is perception. It can literally fucking make or break us all. My own perception, even though it's so built on so much love and so much light, was so fucking dark. And I almost fucked my own self up, man. Why? Because I was too scared of love. I was scared of love. Like, acknowledge hard truths like that and be at peace with it. I can acknowledge that now. And now I'm on a journey to decode love. And I'm excited because this is fun. This is very fun. Come to this kind of understanding of thyself, then go to an overstanding and keep going. And that's all I have to say now. Thank you for your time, your energy, and your love and light. Peace.